Hey guys, Brian Rector here, head football coach at Centennial High School. Welcome you to theCougarNation.com for our weekly recap and then eventually our preview of this week's game. Appreciate everybody joining us. It's October 8th, and we are glad to finally be here giving you a segment in which we can tell you that we were successful on Friday night in getting a win. It did not come easy, that is for sure. It was a 3-overtime thriller versus Cane Ridge High School. They did an excellent job, a fantastic job in coaching up their kids, and especially just I have to mention how much they've improved that program since last year. Coach Parks, Jonathan Parks, has done an amazing job of getting those kids in the right direction. They played hard, we played hard, and they say it's a shame that people have to lose games like that, and it really is, but in the end we were able to win in the third overtime with a touchdown pass on our first play to be able to seal the victory by 3 points. So appreciate everybody sticking around extra long on Friday night and cheering us on. Probably didn't need to be in overtime, to be perfectly honest with you. We had 4 attempts in the red zone. That means 4 offensive possessions in the red zone in the third quarter alone. Our defense struggled a bit in the first half, kind of adjusting to what Cane Ridge was doing. We did make some good adjustments at halftime. We're able to actually shut them out in both the third and fourth quarters, which I don't know that we've done that all year long. So that was a huge plus for us in our defense to be able to build some confidence. The defense gave us 3 turnovers in their territory in the third quarter. We got down there once on our own accord in our first drive of the third quarter. A couple of those went to the 1-yard line even once or twice, and we had some penalties, some struggles running the football, and quite frankly, Cane Ridge played some great defense. Very odd game, and we hope to improve upon our performance, both offense and defense, to be able to move forward and get wins. Yeah, and speaking of new games and games to come, I want to turn it over to our game that we have this Friday versus Ravenwood. It's a district game, a district opponent. No, they don't have a great record, but they played a very tough schedule, maybe one of the toughest in the state, and they've hung in most of their games. This is a game that definitely is not one that we will overlook. I can promise you that much, because we haven't been that great ourselves, and we know that we need this one in order to help our standing in the district, and we need this one in order to help our standings in a potential playoff race. So it is at our place. I do want to make a correction. It is a MyTV 30. It's a Thursday night light game, but it is on Friday, so everybody knows this. So the production company Thursday Night Lights will be here on Friday, because I believe the Titans play the Steelers on Thursday night, and they don't want to have a game at that time. So it's a normal game. It will be on television for MyTV 30. Here to help us scout out what Ravenwood does best on defense is our offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, Brett Taveau. I'm going to turn it over to him and let him talk about their defense for a couple minutes.
Thanks, Coach. Like Coach Rector said, looking at the record, that is nowhere consistent or informative of the kind of football team they are. Defensively, they do a lot of different things, play a lot of coverages in the back, mostly based out of a 4-front, a 4-3 look, but they'll also go to what we call an underfront, which is basically 5 defensive linemen, and they also play a little bit of 3 defensive linemen in passing situations versus spread stuff. So there's certainly a lot to prepare for, and looking at them on tape, they're certainly well coached. Looking at them doing a lot of stuff, a lot of times you see teams that do a lot of different things. You see guys out of place and doing the wrong things, but you don't see that on tape with these guys. So, their defensive staff have done a great job of teaching the kids what they need to do in certain situations. Personnel-wise, they got a lot of hard-nosed kids that play their technique well. And it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us offensively to put together drives and try to get some big plays versus their defense. So it's certainly a strength of their team. And, even when they were losing games badly versus good teams, the scores would indicate that their defense hung in there and traded punches with whatever teams they're playing. Like Coach said, they played an extremely hard schedule, possibly the 2 best teams in the state in Siegel and Brentwood, and their defense, looking at those scores, certainly I don't want to say held their own, but they certainly showed that they're a good defensive team. All right, so challenging it's a very challenging week for us offensively to be able to prepare for all the stuff they can do and all the problems they can present with their pressure packages and things like that. So we just got to piggyback off this win. You know, we're fortunate to get out of that with a win, considering our problems offensively in the red zone, like Coach spoke about. So we're looking forward to the challenge this week, definitely.
Appreciate it, Coach. Coach Taveau is, said this to you guys before, an excellent U.S. history teacher here at the school, and is expecting his first kid tomorrow. So they've got a schedule to go have their first baby tomorrow. So everybody out there that sees this, wish them well and keep them in your thoughts and prayers. The offense for Ravenwood is quite multiple. You'll see multiple formations, motions, shifts. You'll see a lot of shotgun with a pistol behind it. We actually have that same formation. We call it shot. And they'll run a lot of inside zone and option, play action pass, a little power, a couple of counters, run the quarterback a little bit. So it's very multiple. When they get going downhill on you, they're very effective. They have a huge offensive line. And what we've got to do is use our speed and quickness to really be effective and fit into gaps the right way and create confusion for their blocking schemes and hopefully for their running back. A very talented young man, a sophomore, whose brother I used to coach, number 36. He does a great job of getting downhill and running that inside zone. A very good job. So we're going to have to make some plays. We're going to have to make, number one, we're going to have to make Ravenwood go all the way down the field and score on us, and hopefully we'll be able to be successful in preventing that from happening. Conversely, we have to do the same thing on offense. We've got to take care of the football a whole lot better than we did last Friday and go all the way down the field and then put points on the board. When we get inside that red zone, we've got to put points on the board way better than what we did, of course, in last week's contest. If we can do that and improve our kicking game, field goals are good things, but we've got to do better at making field goals and, getting those things through the uprights. Sometimes that's a lot tougher than what people think that it is. And if we can do that, we feel like we can win. But it is not, by any stretch of the imagination, one of these gimme type games at all. They beat Franklin earlier in the year, in fact, just a couple of weeks ago. So they have the confidence that they need coming into a game like this, I'm sure. And what we've got to do is make sure that we can get some bumps and bruises out of our system and be ready to play a very hard game on Friday night. It is senior night. It's a 7 o'clock start. We hope to get everybody there. The seniors will be honored starting at 6:30, so please get there early and be loud and proud because we need that. And you guys were here for all 3 overtimes on Friday, and we need you back this Friday ready to fight again. Again, my name is Brian Rector for thecougarnation.com. Please visit us all throughout the week for news and announcements. We appreciate you guys visiting us again this week, and hopefully we'll be back next week with some great news. Have a great one.